Hey, folks, welcome back to the Mike Lopez Show. So glad you're with us tonight. Hey, we got a special guest from Asheville, North Carolina. A friend of mine's been on the radio show a few times, and very, very interesting young man who's got a little investigative skills there. So, TZ, welcome to the show. Thank you for coming out.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
So, TZ Borden, man, tell us a little bit about yourself, your podcast, and Tales from the Darkside.
Yeah, so about 2 years ago, started a true crime podcast. It's called Tapes from the Darkside, and it's a true crime investigative serialized podcast. So each season we tell a different story, anywhere from 3 to 10 episodes, or actually 9 episodes. And yeah, Mike was having me on today to talk about this last season. We just finished season 3, which is about a family annihilator from down in Florida named Don Spirit.
So, yeah, folks, again, I was sitting at lunch one day and I'm talking with a friend. Our friend Chris Brown happens to be related to DZ. And he says, man, I got this interesting family member. And listen, I love this stuff. I come from a law enforcement background. And I was like, Chris, make sure you have them on. So right now, TZ, thank you again for coming on. And you have a video for us that we're going to check out. Tell us a little bit, discuss the video first with us before we show it, and give an explanation of it, please, would you?
Yeah, sure. So this is the trailer for season 3, and it goes into kind of explaining what happened in this crime, which is what really grabbed me was a 911 call that the perpetrator made after he had murdered his daughter and 6 grandchildren, which is a pretty unique crime. There's not many family annihilators that are grandparents. It might be one of the only ones in the United States. And in this episode or this season, this is for a trailer for episode 2, but in this season we really try to break down exactly how the crime occurred, which is information that's not necessarily always given out on news. So we kind of try to go through exactly what happened and everything leading up to the circumstances that occurred. So that's what this trailer is about.
Let it roll.
Stippling is caused by unburned particles of gunpowder striking the skin. These cause pinpoint abrasions that are not burns, but almost a kind of tattoo, and in fact, stippling is also sometimes called tattooing. It cannot be wiped off and usually indicates a pistol firing from less than 1 to 2 feet away, meaning Don Spirit stood only a couple feet over Alana, facing her, perhaps making brief eye contact before extending his arm, pistol in hand, and squeezing the trigger, snuffing out a life that had barely had a chance at existence.
Hey, so thank you so much, Stockton crew, for playing that video for us. Very interesting. TZ, thank you for bringing that to us, to our attention. Folks, we'd love for you to make sure you check out episode 3, The House of Horrors. Awesome stuff. TZ, tell us where this passion came from. I know you touched about it in the early part of it. Tell us how it came to, and do a lot of work. When I say a lot of work, a lot goes into what you do.
Yeah, I've always had a passion for true crime, and I grew up watching, investigation, discovery, and cops, and unsolved mysteries, and all those kind of shows. And I would find myself kind of just researching cases that I was interested in, spending hours just reading Wikipedia and news articles and trying to find stuff that wasn't on the surface of these cases. And I was like thinking one day, like, well, why don't I try to tell these stories, So maybe there's a purpose for me wasting all my time doing this on my own. And that's kind of how it started just a couple years ago. Started just recording and using a lot of clips. That's kind of why we call it
Right.
Tapes from the Darkside. We use a lot of clips from actual cases interviews with police, news interviews, just anything we can find.
And and definitely, I know you're just joking there. Definitely not a waste of time, because there's families out there that something could arise from these podcasts, what you're doing, and again, the passion that I see in it when I look at these videos. We don't have a whole lot of time here, but we're going to call you back again, whether it be on radio or on TV here. TG, tell us a little bit about your tie to Jersey and this area where we're from, because we do a little AC thing, but again, 25 to 30 million people a year come here. So they're from all over the world. Talk to us, brother.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city. It's kind of a coincidence that in this season, the main perpetrator of season 3, Don Spirit, he was from New Jersey and lived there for a while. So I'm familiar with some of the restrictions trying to get access to criminal records in New Jersey. It's kind of hard. It's easier in Florida, which is where he moved to. But personally, I have Uncle Chris Brown in New Jersey, and I would go up there every summer, visit my 3 cousins, his kids, and we'd go down to the boardwalk. We'd go to the beach. So I have real good memories of Sacco Subs.
There you go. Right around the corner.
Yeah, Mentos, ice cream, and just going, to the movies. And it was always we probably went there for at least a decade every summer consecutively growing up, and a lot of good memories.
Listen, it's an awesome place to live. I've been blessed to born in Philly and raised in the Pine Lands, not far from here, but then to have a career in law enforcement, 25 years working at the Department of Public Safety, fancy name for the jail. And that's where I met your Uncle Chris. And he was on the other end of, just like we're doing right now, we were doing video court. He happened to be the judge out there in Galloway, and I was taking care of bringing the client, so to speak, into talk. And great guy. But yeah, great area, man. We appreciate you coming. Listen, tell us a little bit more. We're going to post everything up when this interview comes out. Again, just letting folks know where they can find you, follow that podcast and whatnot, TZ.
Sure. So it's tapesfromthedarkside.com, or just in any podcast app. If you use Apple Podcasts or Spotify, just search Tapes from the Dark Side. It'll come up. The story we talked about today is season 3. The first episode's Annihilator, and right off the bat, we play the 911 call that, grabbed me and pushed me into looking up this case more. I think it'll grab you. If you hear that 911 call and you're not interested, then you've only wasted about a minute. But yeah, it's just Tapes from the Dark Side and season 3, Annihilator, and that's how you can find us.
We appreciate it. Listen, real quick though, I don't mean to put you on the spot. Do you ever have a sub from White House Subs?
I haven't yet. I've heard really good things, but I haven't yet.
So when you get that, we're going to ask which is better, Soccer's or White House, and we'll be okay with both. Maybe we'll have a couple we can sample when you get back down to I should say, Jersey. Hey, folks, we've been talking with my man TZ Borden. Thank you so much, coming from North Carolina. We appreciate you, brother.
All right, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate it.
You're welcome, folks. Stay right where you're at. We'll be right back. You hear? Stay there.